Maddie, Walker, and Strand head to the dam to get their much-needed supply of water, where, of course, they meet Daniel, and an unnecessary and overly complicated dramatic problem, which, of course, they overcome, and in the end, Maddie gets what she wants. Yay! It's Fear the Walking Dead, Season 3, Episode 11. La Serpiente. Hey everyone, D here, and welcome to this week's review of Fear the Walking Dead. So, there are spoilers. I mean, I kind of already did that already, so more on the way. Yeah, not really thrilled with this week's episode. Not too excited, and it's just because it's boring. It's predictable. There's not anything new. There's not anything interesting, and they're not going after some obvious problems and interesting directions that the story itself lends towards, and we'll hit a little bit on that. But let's start off with our little post-apocalyptic road trip. But it's fun, man. We're heading south. We're gonna take our truck. We got some good music and tunes, and Strand doesn't seem willing to actually tell anybody where they're specifically going. Not really a time to keep surprises for everyone. Everyone should kind of be on the same page at this point. But one thing that kind of struck me, and it's no real particular comment on the show or how the scene worked out, but one thing I was thinking of is, why isn't there more roving bands of highwaymen? You know, I mean, we're about 2 months into the apocalypse at this point, I think, roughly-ish. Some stuff is down, but it's not totally chaotic. And especially a large water truck, considering everything that's happening in Tijuana and the dam area, might, grab some attention. So it was just a thought I had while they were cruising down that empty highway, which doesn't stay empty for long. Yes, they finally do run into some obstacles, some walkers, in a scene that, honestly, it said at the beginning, set the tone for the rest of the episode, and I don't mean that in a good way. What the hell was that little beeper that Strand pulled out? I mean, okay, I was wondering, when he pulled it out, I thought for a moment, he parked a car. He's got the car alarm, and he's going to set it off, and that's going to pull all the walkers. Wee, 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 that's going to be great. No, it's just some little beepy thing that he throws out the windows, and all of the walkers seem to be drawn towards, despite the much louder, bigger, bass-feeling vibrations of a large semi-truck. All the walkers instantly, if you look at the shot, even the ones right in the back, all at the same time, turn and move towards the little beep, beep, beep. I have no words. That flabbergasted me. And then it takes for the truck to pull forward and then start to push the car to finally start to pull the walkers back, which is it's just ridiculous. And I'm wondering, why are they using the underground route and not just driving there? It's not that the whole road was blocked, because it was just the one side with the walkers on it. The other side of the freeway, completely clear. And yes, they have the K-bars down in the center, but then you back up, you use your water truck to push one of those out of the way, go to the other side, or go back to an exit or something. So, I mean, it's just, that beginning to me set up the tone of the episode, which was they're just pulling stuff out of their butts. I mean, the sewer scene was interesting. I liked going through and Strand getting a little lost in some of the problems there. Unfortunately, this sort of reveals that Walker is, at this point, and is throughout the rest of the episode, just a whiner and complainer. No backup there, not looking for solutions, for a tracker, which he sort of seemed to imply that he was from his early introductions. He's not doing much to help yet. He's not familiar with the area, but it was just his whininess, and then just leaving in the middle. You're going to go off by yourself, lost in here. You should always stay with a group. It was just, it was annoying. The walker, the little plugged walker, that was pretty cool. Really nasty, climbing through. I mean, the whole sewer scene was just really gross and disgusted with the climbing through the poo, and then they had to hack the walker apart, and then there's obviously he's plugging it up, there's all the sewage behind him which starts pouring on him, so that's all lovely. Though they did make a kind of effort that there seemed to be walkers coming up behind them, and then once they got to the bloated walker there that was reaching at them, they kind of seemed to slow down and take their time, but they'll hack and pull it up. But some more tension and walkers coming up behind them. That might have made that scene much more interesting, to really feel that time pressure, which we really didn't get. It was implied and then gone. But I guess that was just the end, because they managed to seemingly escape right after that. So, again, interesting scene, but there were some opportunities that I thought would have been a little more interesting. That Strand chooses that moment to say, hey, by the way, Daniel's here and I kind of screwed him over. Always that last minute heads up is good. But it was just, I don't know, again, setting the tone with that little beeper thing. Everything else that came up just started to seem ridiculous and I don't know, not fun at all. Now the whole damn situation, was, I don't get the problems. I mean, I understand the threat that they're under, because they have the fastest people after them. They were keeping up with that water truck, which had to have been doing at least 25, 30 miles an hour, if not more. It wasn't going fast, but those people were keeping right up with it. I don't know for how long they were chasing that water truck, which was completely ridiculous. Then they were just able to close up the gates, and then the people stopped, and I don't understand why the people are after them. Yes, they want the water. Okay, I get that. But Lola and the group are giving the water away. It's not like Dante, they were charging people. They're giving the water away. So I don't, if I was starving, I'd be like, hey, once a week or every 3 days the water truck comes. Yeah, you want to be there, you want to get ready. Sure, the more people, it makes it more difficult, and people don't get as much as they want, but you don't start biting the hand that feeds you, as Strand says later on. And we talked about this last week. Why that kind of violent reaction to go after Lola, who is not, again, keeping the water from them. She is distributing it as best that they can. And part of me is wondering if this point, and it's been a few weeks, and they're trying to get this water distribution all down with, why don't you start recruiting people to fix the pipes? See, this is the thing with the city. When we were dealing with The Walking Dead, which is out in the middle of nowhere in the forests of Georgia, we're not seeing large towns, large resources. These are spread out, smaller communities. So it makes sense that things are more difficult to get to and people are spread out and there's only small bands of survivors here and there. Here we're dealing with a city. We're dealing with Tijuana. There is a large group of people that are still alive and functioning. That's what they keep showing here around the dam. So why they're not choosing to start to use these resources, use these people to start making the water more applicable. They said, I think there was implied that a lot of the pipes have been damaged, stuff have gotten bunched up, there's walkers and stuff in there. Great, start to create crews and work this out. I mean, that is one easy solution for this. So it's just all of the drama that's created, even when we find out that Maddie can't get the water. Why? Because training with the gringos will upset everybody else who's already rioting and chasing trucks down. So I don't know what she's trying to protect, and how are they going to know that unless there's a bunch of spies that are all around to watch what they're doing? I mean, that's when I say the situation that is created here seems completely nonsensical. And it's easily overcome by the end of the episode with Strand's little explosion bit there, which, I mean, even that brings it on, because Lola is upset with Daniel, that Daniel might be a little too violent. And that's what Ephraim is saying, and so she wants him to calm down. Okay, that's fine. He's trying to protect, and Daniel has a better view. Why? Lola, who has seen Dante and been out there and been hit by the rocks, doesn't understand the threat that's there, seems also naive. So with Daniel's whole upset at Strand, the whole thing, and then coming to him like, hey, serpent, la serpiente, yeah. You know, you got some evil stuff going on in your brain. As long as it works for me, that's fine. And then he leaves chanting that down with the Water Queen. We didn't see that in any other previous episode. We didn't see it last week when they were running from the dam. They didn't do it this week when they were running away. All of a sudden now there is this chant about the Water Queen, and then when Strand blows up the truck, then we have the crowd coming in. So down with the Water Queen. And I mean, Strand didn't go out and talk to the locals and have them come down saying that same thing. Why? I don't understand where Daniel got that from. Where he got that phrase and why then they were chanting out. Yes, it's the same idea. And, you know, most likely he had heard it at some point in the ensuing weeks, but they don't let us know. All they needed to have was the crowd chasing, screaming that out, and we would have been able to buy it. And maybe that happened, but I don't recall any of that. And I tried to relook at everything, so there's a lot of these that don't make sense. And certainly I don't think that Daniel's working with the outside crowd to create a problem to come in and just make Lola scared. I don't think that that's what's happening. I think, and this might have been one of those edited scenes where that was being said, but we didn't see it because it was edited out. It just makes it gives it a really weird feeling how all of those circumstances came in together right now just to create that situation, which then fed and released and showed Lola, yes, there are real dangers and everything, and we need to make the deal, and now Maddie gets what she wants. So, I mean, all of the water situation I really don't get. I mean, I get how they're creating the problem. I don't get the reality behind it. People that are thirsty will be thankful for water. They're not going to attack. Why they don't just bring up lines and open up pipes and stuff in order to distribute, that's what they need to be working on. That will relieve the danger. That will make people happy, not dealing with gringos. That doesn't even make any sense. Now there were some nice little moments and scenes and stuff of just dialogue. I liked the bit between Walker and Daniel, where Walker is talking about Ophelia and what she has done, and kind of Daniel starting to see how his daughter is much more like him than maybe he wants, which again we talked about last week, how on Ophelia's side she's seeing herself more like her dad. Now Daniel's starting to see Ophelia much more like him, more than he wants to see. So I thought that was really nice. I also liked the scenes with Strand when he was trying to help out and speaking with Ephraim there during the whole little stitching the guy up. Just because I like Strand's reasoning. I liked him talking about it. It's like, no, dissatisfaction leads to dissent. Dissent leads to revolt. Uneasy lies the head that wears the crown. All of that. I thought that was really appropriate. That was cool visioning with Strand. And then the subsequent scene when he's talking with Maddie. I also thought that was a really well done scene. Mainly for the line of, what is it that you want? And that's a big question that I don't think really gets asked much, or really has been asked. I mean, even Maddie had said it herself. Well, I haven't thought about that since before my kids were born. But that's an important question, especially in this world. Because we have to know what it is what we want, ultimately what we're going for, or we're just reacting to situations. Which, of course, opens up things that Maddie does want to stay at the ranch, that she thinks it's the most, it's the best of a bad situation, and it's something that she is familiar with. Which, again, of course, means that she won't be at the ranch long. And by that same token, so Ephraim's going to blow the dam. Are we agreed that that's going to happen soon? His desire to redistribute the water. Just open the dam, go into the people, which sounds all nice until Daniel brings up the point that it's going to dry up and it's not going to get to the people. And then Ephraim's like, well, God will choose then. Isn't God kind of choosing right now in that sense? Anyway, Ephraim's kind of commitment to that, and of course his head-to-head complications with Daniel means, of course, yeah, Ephraim's going to blow that dam. The dam's not lasting until the end of the season. Walker, let me hit on real quick. Like I said, being kind of a little whiny guy. Okay, there's more words that I could use there, but let's start with that. by the whole problems that he was having in the sewer. Plus, as soon as the deal has some complications, he's all ready to give up. All right, well, screw it. All of the ranchers are out. It's my people first, which really shows us, kind of what Walker is however much they were talking about, we're going to be together, we're going to let bygones be bygones. No, when push comes to shove, much like what's already happening at the ranch, it's all everyone for themselves, their own side before the other, certainly not a united team. Now, saying that to Maddie, on the other hand, is going to bite him in the ass for sure. One, part of me was thinking that Maddie would just shoot him in the back of the head as he walked away. But of course can't really come back without Walker. That's going to create problems. So maybe not the good first move. Glad Maddie did it. However, when they do finally get the truck and they're driving back and they run up to Walker there, he just looks and does we'll just go jump in the truck right now. We're just like, haha, all right, you got the truck. Not an apology, not an oh my God, not even a, I was wrong to doubt you, or of course you did. Could even have been a smart ass statement, but just that weak smile and jump in the truck. It's like the end of a sitcom in the 70s, all right, let's go. Dun, 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 dun. That really annoyed me. However, I don't think that Maddie is going to forget that, and that is definitely going to play into some of the future choices that will be happening on Maddie's side. All right, so it is 5 days until the deal to meet up and exchange water for guns. What complication is going to be for Ophelia to get there? I did like Lola insisting that Ophelia be there. One, of course, to guarantee that she is alive and she is there, and that, Maddie just isn't lying like Strand did. Yes, I like that I did like that one scene because Daniel did acknowledge her distrust of Strand, acknowledge his trust of Maddie, which he tells Lola later on that Maddie has never lied to him, and they move forward from that situation. That is one thing, once they got out of the sewers and they first ran into Daniel, I did like that they moved through that scene quickly and not, again, unnecessarily overly dramatic. They waited for that until the following scene with the whole deal denial. But I do appreciate that at least Lola was thinking about bring Ophelia there. That's going to prove that there is some truth and we're all being straightforward. However, why Maddie suggested the trade at the outpost, totally dumb. I don't care if it's halfway. You can go a little bit more. You're dealing with, first of all, the water traders that kind of were expecting a sale and didn't get it. I'm sure they're not going to be feeling that good about it. I'm surprised, like I said, Walker walked away so easily from that. But that much guns, that much water being traded there, I'm sure the owner of the trading post, as Strand had encountered wants his cut. So I don't think it's going to go necessarily that smoothly. Plus, you're advertising to all these other desperate people that there is some shit going down. So that, I think, was a really dumb choice on Maddie's end, which, of course, is going to lead to problems and complications and delivery delays and all of that stuff. I mean, this is assuming that once they get back to the ranch, the divided situation that they've already left and have, and that Nick and Olivia have been dealing with, Alicia, thank you, I'll get these names out right, are going to be willing to part with a bunch of guns and ammo, water or no water. So we're going to deal with that complication, plus trying to get Ophelia there, plus once we do that, whatever complications that go on with the trading post. So of course, in 5 days, things are going to go all to hell. It is not going to go that smoothly. All right, a couple of small things. One, gold coins, not silver coins. They looked silver to me, but I guess they were gold coins. So, my mistake. There was a great shot when they were in the sewers, when they looked up at the walkers through the sewer grates. It was simple, it was quick. I mean, maybe the walkers should have moved more, but it was just a cool looking shot. Coming up and catching the walkers right there. I thought that was really nice. Also, bandanas, folks. You're in the sewer, wipe some bandanas. Get some of your drinking water, put it in. It'll help with the stink and at least allow you to breathe a little bit. Just stuff to know in the apocalypse. Useful for many situations. For regular watchers, you may have noticed there was not a scene of the week for this episode, nor was there for the opener. The reason for that is, of course, is because the shows have not been that good. There have been some good moments, and I liked them, but scene of the week I want to keep for something that's wow, that's amazing, that's cool, that grabs you, and not just this was the best scene out of a bunch of crap. So, I mean, if I was going to pick one, it probably would be some of the Strand stuff, either talking about the descent and revolt, or talking with Maddie there, because those were interesting and cool, but not really wowsy. So, yeah. Alright, that's enough. Talked more than I really wanted to. Anyway, please show get better. It's just, the predictability is killing me. We already know where this is going to go. Like I said, Ephraim's going to blow the dam. There's going to be some complications getting the guns together. And then, of course, at the trading post, there's going to be some other shit. And then, yeah. And by the end, the dam will be gone. And Maddie and the Clarks will have to leave the ranch. Give me something different, and I will at least be surprised and thankful for it. Otherwise... way too much foreshadowing, way too much predictability. Please. I want this show to do good. There's a lot of opportunities, there's a lot of places to go some interesting directions. Pick something good and take your time to develop it. That's all I'm saying. Alright, so if you did enjoy this review, well, at least if you enjoyed my rant, please go ahead and hit that like button. Thoughts, ideas, comments, predictions of yourself, please throw them down in the section below. And also, if you enjoyed the show, if you think that I am wrong, please tell me what you think, what you liked out of it. I would love to have a big discussion about this stuff, so please share your thoughts down in the section below. You can always catch me on Twitter and Instagram. I am at Darren Jakes. Please be sure to be a subscriber if you are not. Quick and easy, hit my face right here, and I will throw up a review, the final review for Preacher right up there. It was a good one. Check it out. All right, so that's it for me. I'm D, and I'm out of here. Catch you guys next time. Bye-bye.